Now, with the drop in temperature comes the rise of the common colds, of course. Now, we went down to the streets to see if people out there, if you guys knew how best to beat a cold.
What do you think causes a cold?
Not wearing enough warm clothes and going out with wet hair.
I think without one of these, you usually catch a cold. And if you get wet and you don't get changed, is my answer.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, exact same I was going to say. Yeah, you need a hat.
Stress with college and not looking after yourself on a regular basis.
Well, it's a virus, so it's airborne, and you'd catch it from people coughing or sneezing near you, or from door handles, maybe not washing your hands.
What
Yes,
do you
time
think?
to get some professional advice, I
Yes,
think, about it.
we have Paula Reilly, of course, from Boots, with us again today. Paula, what do you reckon about all those?
Yeah, so it's that time of year that there's a lot of colds circulating. I suppose some of the comments there, some of them are true, some of them are myths. So I guess the one with the wet hair, that's not actually the case. You can't actually catch the cold from going outside with wet hair.
But is it not more, are you not more prone though if your hair is
No,
wet?
you might feel more uncomfortable, but no, absolutely
Really? Okay.
not. The cold is caused by various different viruses that are circulating during the winter months. So it's not caused by going out with wet hair. Not
There
at
are
all.
generations of people watching the show saying, Mom, I'm never going to believe one word.
Don't
And
go
I'm
out with your hair
And I'm looking
wet.
at my own mother as well, who watches the show.
mine too.
Not one word, shall I believe, from my mother again.
They're still right in saying you shouldn't go out with wet hair. You'll feel more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So,
But it's not that.
It's not going to cause the cold. Absolutely.
Okay,
not.
so I suppose, to be honest, you should take care of yourself in lots of different ways around this time of the year to kind of beat the cold.
Yeah, as I said, there's a lot of circulating viruses this time of year, so there's loads that you can do to help, I guess, prepare yourself for the winter months and make sure that you stay healthy. One of the ones that we've mentioned before is absolutely getting the flu vaccine. So some people may think that, you know, it's coming near the end of the season, they don't need to get it. That's absolutely not the case.
It's only starting now, really,
Only
isn't it?
starting, yeah. So I would be still recommending people to go into their pharmacies, get the flu vaccines, in particular if you're in one of those at-risk groups. So if you're over 65, you have a chronic health condition such as diabetes, high blood pressure, anything like that, then absolutely you need to get the flu vaccine.
So if you have the flu, should you get it? If you actually have the flu now?
You can't get it.
No,
then, can you?
they recommend that you should be healthy and well before when you're going in to get the vaccine. But your pharmacist will tell you exactly. If you're feeling unwell or have a temperature at all, they might ask you to delay it and come back into another stage.
And if you get the flu, I mean, are there various strains of the flu out there? So if you've had a bad dose, it shouldn't put you off getting the vaccine, should it?
Absolutely not. No, you should still get the vaccine. And sometimes people mistake quite often as well the cold and the flu.
Yeah.
They may think that actually they've had the flu, but really it's actually the cold they've had. And that is other viruses that actually can cause that. So I still would absolutely recommend getting the vaccine.
Okay, eat well, stay active. I mean, they're kind of obvious. Eat fruit, veg, and keep active.
Yeah,
that helps.
sometimes during the winter months we go for kind of comfort, unhealthy eating, which a lot of people do. We stay indoors because it's darker and colder. But main things are, you know, eat healthy, a balanced diet, and keep active is very important.
And one thing as well, I think that's always overlooked is get enough sleep.
Oh, that's so true.
Yeah, really important. So yeah, I mean that's for any kind of health conditions to make sure you're feeling healthy. Make sure you are getting enough sleep each night, and a lot of people don't, so that is an important one.
So if you haven't done any of that, and if you do have a cold and flu, you've stuff here to sort it out as well.
Yeah, so we have a lot of people coming into the pharmacy at the moment that have various types of symptoms. They might have blocked noses, coughs and so forth. We have a range of products here that I'll talk through. In the first instance here, we have some things that will help to either prevent a cold or indeed to help shorten the duration if you do get a cold. So
I'm going to take one of these.
One of the products there is the dual action product there, and what that is it's a nasal spray. So you just squirt it up the nostril. It will provide a barrier on the nostril that will help. It'll moisturise the nasal passage, and it'll also prevent kind of viruses and that attaching onto the nasal passage, which can then cause your colds.
I've often used this type of thing when I'm flying, you know, in a plane.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you feel
yeah.
it really,
Yeah, it's
and
a
it
good
is.
idea.
I find it is good. But is there? Can you overdo it on something
So
like
it
this?
is a natural product, as I said,
Okay,
and it can be used twofold. It can be used at the early stages when you have the symptoms starting to come on. You can use it at that stage, or some people will use it continuously because, as I said, it does put that protective barrier there, and it also does moisturise. From indoor heating and everything, it'll keep the nasal passage moist as well.
Now, the next group there that you've got, of course, cough mixtures as well and cough syrups if you have that, and I suppose something like Lemsip as well will help contain the flu or, you know, get your temperature down and all that?
Yeah, so there's a large range of products in the pharmacy that you can get depending on what symptoms you're actually presenting with. The key thing to point out here is that it is self-limiting. There's no need to go to the doctor. It is a virus, so your doctor can't give you anything additional in terms of
antibiotic
antibiotics.
won't work.
Not at all, no, because as I said, it is caused by various viruses.
That's another myth that's out there, Paul, I think as well, that antibiotic will sort everything like this out, and it won't.
Exactly, it won't. No, it's not going to. So, as I said, depending on your symptoms, your pharmacist will talk to you, and they may choose a specific cough bottle, or it may be a nasal spray, or whatever that may be that's causing your symptoms. As you mentioned, paracetamol as well will help aches and pains, bring down temperature. But it's important to have that conversation with your pharmacist to make sure it is suitable for you.
Yeah, the pharmacist will explain all that.
Yeah, some of them can interact with other medications.
Now, you've got the nasal spray here for adults and for kids. Now, this is just here, Tony, actually, the next one here over this side. Yeah, this one here is for the children and for adults. Can you tell us about that? That is a salt spray, is it?
Yeah, so there's two types of ones here, and they are natural salt spray.
Yeah.
So what they do is, again, they'll just help any kind of congestion that's there. And as I said, there's ones that are suitable there for children and for babies. So sometimes it can be very distressing if a baby is very congested, particularly at night time if they're struggling to breathe. This spray is actually really good. It can be used from birth, and it is just a natural sea salt spray that will just help with that congestion.
Yeah, because trouble sleeping and everything comes into
hard,
it. Yeah. That has a knock-on effect the following day. So this will sort it out. They may get a good night's sleep. And back to the thing we were talking about earlier on, to get enough sleep, and that'll help them along the way as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so really important.
What's beside that? Is that another nasal spray
So
thing?
we've two other products here. So we have a vaporizer, which is actually a really useful and beneficial product. So what that does is actually it releases vapours into the air. You plug it into the room. There's little pads that you put into it that have various different oils, eucalyptus oil, menthol oil, and they will release into the atmosphere. And again, will just help make it easier to breathe and make it just easier in terms of congestion. So very, very simple to use, as I said. You just plug
it in.
Plug the device in. And it's important when you're using it, you know, keep doors and windows closed to make sure that you are getting the most from this product. But it will just release those vapours into the air.
Can that be used in a child's room as well?
It can be, but it's from 3 months onwards.
Of course, 3 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's actually a very good idea, because I know myself, and you've probably done the same, any of those aromatherapy oils in the sense of eucalyptus or something, it just helps them breathe
It does,
better.
and I'd imagine that's a lot handier than getting a load of toilet paper and getting the thing on the toilet paper and putting it all around the crib as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it releases.
a lot less
Well, it might
messy,
go in their eyes. I always worry about those different oils.
Exactly. Now, if you make sure it's out of reach of children, you're not plugging it in, that they can get in contact with it. But absolutely, it's a good.
What is the normal duration of the common cold?
Generally, it's about 1 week is the duration.
So you have to suffer on.
Yeah, some people it can persist if there can be some lingering coughs that last that little bit longer. But again, there are treatments available there to help shorten the duration of it.
Yeah.
The winter vomiting bug, just before you go as well, that's kind of doing its rounds as well.
Yeah, it's that time of year, so we're seeing plenty of people coming into the pharmacy at the moment with the winter vomiting bug. Again, it's caused by various different viruses. There's not a whole lot you can do if you get the winter vomiting bug. The key thing is that you make sure you keep hydrated.
And get the hydration sachets as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so children can get dehydrated really quickly, so it's important to make sure that they keep their fluid levels up. Or if they're struggling to keep fluids down, then as you mentioned, there are various different rehydration sachets you can get in the pharmacy that can help that also. Plenty of rest, keep hydrated, those are the key thing that you can do if you do get the bug.
Okay, one question just before you go. If you go and you have the common cold and it migrates into other parts, if it starts maybe here, can it become a bacterial infection?
It can. So yes, there can be complications, and it can become something more sinister. So as you said, like a bacterial infection, it can go down onto the chest and become a chest infection. You can get sinusitis, and if that is the case, then you would absolutely need to go to the doctor to get an antibiotic. Your pharmacist will be able to determine whether or not you need to go to the doctor. So I would say go to your pharmacist as the first port of call, and they'll be able to advise you what you need to do.
Right.
That's great, Paula. Thank you very much. And of course, Paula, you will be back in a couple of weeks' time again, and you shall be talking about alcohol awareness.
That's right.
Now, if you missed any of this today, you can check it all out again on boots.ie.